You contain two chapters, which is chapter 3 compound interest and chapter 4 annuity. So I'm going to start off with chapter 3. So for chapter 3 compound interests are known as interest earned on principal plus previously earned interest. So based on the slide given, there are tables provided by my members. So the table is about differences between simple interest and compound interest. So for the first differences, so for simple interests are based on original principal only, while compound interests are based on principal plus previously earned interest. For the second differences, for simple interest, the interest remain unchanged, while for the compound interest, the interest increase over time. Okay, so for the last differences between simple interest and compound interest are, for simple interest, the total amount grow linearly, while for compound interest, the total amount grow exponentially, which is more faster. So the use for compound interest are So the compound interests are usually used in terms of loan, investment, installment, and savings. That is all for chapter 3. So we will be moving on to chapter 4. Chapter 4, which is annuity. So what are annuity? Annuity is a series of equal payment or withdrawal made at equal interval of time. For example, every month. So ordinary annuity certain. What it is? It is a payment made at equal interval, usually at the end of each period. So I have done talking about annuity. Now we are going to be moving on to the example of annuity. As we know, annuity are used on house rental, installment payment, insurance premium, and lastly, annual dividends.
So, to calculate the total interest,
Okay, now I will explain the case study 2. Mr. Faisal, a senior engineer at Mega Holding, is planning to buy a house costing 900,000, which requires him to pay a 10% down payment. To finance the remaining balance, he has decided to take a loan from a bank that offers the best option. Okay, the first option, King Bank, which is 9.12% interest compounded monthly for 30 years. Second option is Queen Bank, which is 4.12% interest compounded monthly for 25 years. Okay, now the A, let's calculate the periodic payment and the interest charge for each option. Okay, for the CP, 900,000 DP 10% times 600,000 equals to 60,000. The balance is 540,000. Okay, for the King Bank, the K is 3.12%, the M is 12, the time is 30, and the N is 360. I is K over M, which is 0.0312 over 12. And the periodic payment is 1 equals to R in bracket 1 minus in bracket 1 plus I in bracket the power of negative n over I in bracket, and then substitute the information in the formula. The interest charge is 1 equals to n times R minus A, and you have to substitute the information into the formula. Okay, the second is Queen Bank, which is the K is 4.12%, the M is 12, the T is 25, and the N is 300. I equals to K over M, which is 0.0412 over 12. And the periodic payment, which is A per R in bracket 1 minus in bracket 1 plus I in bracket power of the N over I in bracket. And you have to substitute the information into the formula. And lastly, the interest charge is same as the King Bank also. I equals to N times R minus A. And you have to substitute the information in the formula also.
Okay, now I will be explain the second question in case study 2, which is based on the calculation that being explained by Hasna. which option should Mr. Faisal choose? Our group have discussed about it, which is we think Mr. Faisal should choose the first option, which is King Bank. It is because King Bank offer the lower interest charge and the lower periodic payment compared to the Queen Bank. So the third question is, if he want to settle all of the loan immediately after paying the third payment, how much additional payment does he have to make? So first of all, we will list the information that been gave and write the formula, which is A equal to R, 1 minus bracket 1 plus I, the power of negative n over I. And after that, we will substitute the information that gave and just solve it. The second question is how much the interest paid. So the formula that we will use is I equal to N R minus A. The last question for the case study 2, which is if he has not paid his first 6 payment, how much should he pay in his 7th payment to settle all outstanding area? So we will use the formula S equal to R, bracket, another bracket, 1 plus I, power of n and minus 1 over I. So just put the information into the formula and solve it.
So we have come to the end of our presentation, and before we end our presentation, I will give a brief explanation about the formula used to solve the case study. So we're going to start off with chapter 3. So the formula used for chapter 3 are S equal to P bracket 1 plus I bracket. And the second formula are I equal to S minus P. So these formulas are used to find S and I. S can be referred to as future value, while I is referred as compound interest. We have done talking about the formula used for case study 1. We will be moving on to case study 2, which is chapter 4. And so now we will be moving on to chapter 4. So the formula used to solve case study 2 are S equal to R, bracket, another bracket, 1 plus I, bracket, the power of n, minus 1 over I, bracket. That's the formula to find S. While for A, the formula used to find A are A equal to R, bracket, 1 minus, bracket, 1 plus I, minus the power of negative n over I and bracket. These two formulas are very important because this is the main formula used in this chapter. And then the third formula are I equal to NR minus A. This is the formula to find I. And then the last formula used to solve case study 2 are B equal to CP over DP. And that is the end of the formula. And we have done our presentation, and we would like to say thank you for your time and attention.